Hello and welcome back to Monza for round 9 of the GT300 League here at vrroom.org, and we have on pole position, because this is the reverse grid, we have Rayman, who'll be looking not to stuff it into the Rettifilio chicane this time. Second on the grid is VR Official 1, otherwise known as Mustard. Third on the grid is Mr. Green in the first of the Subarus. It'd be interesting to see if they can pass the RX-7s off the line. This is Genobi in the second Subaru. Then we have, this is Jordan, who has swapped from a Mazda to one of the MRSs, possibly being fed up of being passed out on the straights. Then we have the first RX-7, and this would be Malada, wouldn't it? No, it's the second RX-7, that would be Malada. Next up we have Scouser in an MRS. Then we have Slicker in the only Celica. Slash, who had a very lucky run to the podium in the previous race. Then Breaker hasn't won a race for 2 races now. It's almost been a full week since he won a race in a GT300 car. So he'll almost have forgotten what it's like to win. And finally at the back we have Stuntman. So we'll get on with the racing. So this is on board with Rayman, and not a great start. Mustard has made a very good start, and the 2 Subarus trying to come down the middle of the 2 RX-7s and into braking into the Rettifilio. Everyone cleanly into the first part, and it's Mustard from Rayman. Genobi up to third ahead of Mr. Green and Jordan. Nice orderly start, and it's down to the Roger, and again still pretty orderly. Scale breaker repassing Stuntman there, so Scale up to 10th place, and through the Lesmos. And this next Lesmo 2, very important corner, easy to get wrong and just go a little bit wide, and that often means a spin into the wall. But everyone through safely this time, and Rayman looking for the pass on Mustard as they come flying down to Ascari, side by side into Ascari, and Mustard gives that one up. Live to fight another day, I think. So Rayman in the lead now from Mustard. Not much passing further back. Cars running pretty much in a queue. There's some a little bit of shuffling between the MRSs at the back, and it's Mustard. Mustard passed Rayman there into the Parabolica as they come across the line for the first time. It's ever so close. All 10 cars. Malada's dropped off the back of the pack, so Malada's heading off somewhere. It'll be a long race for him if he can't catch back up again, and into the Roger, and there's 2 cars straight on. Oh no, it's Rayman again, and Genobi's gone off as well, but Rayman has damaged the car, and damaged it quite badly. Genobi is resuming, but it looks like Rayman's out. Meanwhile, we're on board with Stuntman, trying to pass Scouser as they're coming up to the Roger. Oh, a little bit of nudging there, and Stunt on the grass and runs into, oh dearie me. Stunt couldn't brake very well because he had 2 wheels on the grass, and there was a multiple collision there. Scouse didn't pick up any damage. Slicker's got huge damage. Slash, both front wheels minor damage. How come Slicker got so much damage there? We need to replay that from his point of view. So we're coming down into the chicane. That felt like, I suspect there was a bit of lag involved in that. I'll see if I can look at it from the rear view. No, it was Scouse who was knocked by Stuntman, I think. Scouse. That was Slash going into the back quite hard. So Slash didn't pick up much damage. Slicker really unlucky. He's got more damage than all the other cars combined, quite a lot more as well. Meanwhile, in the lead we have Mr. Green. Mr. Green side by side with Scalebreaker through Lesmo 2. Great driving there by both of them. Mr. Green's picked up some damage. Don't think that was from that multiple accident. But he's a bit of a sitting duck on the straight as Jordan comes through. Jordan on the inside of Mr. Green into Ascari. Oh, and Jordan's lost it. Where is he? Can't find him. No, Jordan is spun and he's dropped down to 8th, 9th place now. Whoa, Slicker just squeezing past on the grass there. And Genobi's left. Oh, let's see if we can work out what happened to Genobi. So there he is. Now I need to rewind a bit more. So we're on lap 2. Genobi down in 10th place. So Genobi's had a. Oh, of course, Genobi went off at the first corner, didn't he? That's why he's running at the back. So he avoids the multiple collision through the second Lesmo. Let's go on board with Genobi. And up ahead is the Celica, so that would be Slicker's car, and that's running slow with engine damage. And oh, Genobi just misjudges that. Oh no! And lots of damage there, and he's pulling off the track. So we have Scalebreaker in the lead from Mr. Green as they come down to Parabolica. Oh, Mr. Green getting very sideways, and he's about to be passed, I think, by Mustard. So Breaker just getting away now from Mustard and Mr. Green. Then there's another gap, and then a whole train of RX-7s, no, not RX-7s, of MRSs led by Slash. And Jordan's gone as well. He went off at the Parabolica as well as Ascari, and he's left. So we've lost 2 cars on this lap. On lap 2, in fact, they were. We now just started lap 3, looking back from Scalebreaker, and this is the closest battle. Slash up to 4th. He's now under pressure from Scouser up to 4th, under pressure from Slash and Stuntman. Slash bump drafting Scouse to try and make sure Stuntman doesn't pass, but Stunt didn't read the script. So these 4 cars, you can see, battling for 4th place, but the battle for the lead has closed up. This is Mustard on the tail of Scalebreaker. Mr. Green just dropping off the back of this group slightly. Breaker very quick on the straight. But that MRS, it's not the best car around the corners, but it's certainly good between them. And Scalebreaker is just easing away slightly from Mustard. Meanwhile, we need to look at this battle for 4th. We're on the rear camera of Stunt, who's up to 4th place. Scouser's not very happy about something. And here comes Slash on the inside. So we go to the outside view. Look at the wall of MRSs. And Malada, well, going to struggle to pass that lot as they come flying down the straight. Three MRSs side by side as they start lap 4 of 9. And it's Scouser, Stunt and Slash still side by side into the first chicane, and Scouse driving very well today, particularly here at Monza, hanging on to 4th place with Stunt attacking. And down into the 2nd chicane, and this group is catching Mr. Green and catching him quite fast. And Stunt just easing away from the others, so we'll focus on Slash up to 5th now. Scout's just dropped to 6th. I knew I shouldn't have said anything good about him. I was bound to lose him a couple of places. Meanwhile, Scalebreaker pulling away in the lead. Malada did well to catch up to the back of this group, but he's made no progress for a while. That lack of straight line speed, perhaps, or either that, or he's just waiting for them to take each other off. Oh, there's 2 MRSs off, 2 of them. That's Slash and Scouser have taken themselves out of the picture there. There was no contact. It was just they outbraked themselves really, and went into the gravel in Ascari. So, well, that's changed things somewhat. So. Scalebreaker it is, still leading. Here he is, and he's comfortably clear. If I look at his rear camera, you can, well, I don't know if you can make out Mustard in the background in the yellow car. Here he is, and he's quite some way ahead of Mr. Green. This is Mr. Green's view, and behind that that aerial you'll see Stunt and Malada catching up. Oh, and Mr. Green off, perhaps feeling the pressure a little bit through the rettifilio, and he's going to come under more and more pressure now from the 2 cars behind. But he's doing a good job. I mean, this Subaru is not famed for its straight line speed, and this straight line speed is something you really need at this track. Oh, Stunt making a mistake, running wide through the Roger and very slow on the exit, and that's given Malada a chance to pass. So Malada has now cleared all 3 MRSs by waiting till they all fell off, and he's now up to 4th place, and that's pretty good after being stone last on the 1st lap. Mr. Green though is being caught, particularly with the slipstream. He's moved to the middle of the road to defend into Ascari. Stunt taking a bit of a cut there. Don't think he gained very much from it, but not particularly good driving etiquette. Now here we come under the slipstream, and Malada is going to make a pass. Here he goes, and looks like Stunt is as well, and Mr. Green loses 2 places in just a couple of 100 yards, and down to 5th. This group is staying equidistant, I think, with Mustard, who's in 2nd place, but they may be able to tow each other round onto the back of Mustard. Oh, and here we go there. Mr. Green trying to pass Malada into turn 1, and they're still side by side, and just see in the background there's a big fight on between Slash and Scouse for 6th place. 7th would be, well, Scouse is 7th. Slicker is in 8th place after pitting with that damage, and Rayman right at the back has pulled off the track. But if he just stays in the race, he's guaranteed some points. Meanwhile, Scalebreaker now miles in front, absolutely miles in front. But this is the battle at the moment, and Mr. Green hanging on to. Well, he's repassed Malada, so he's up to 4th again. But here comes Malada. It's going to be which one of these 2 picks up the slipstream. Oh, it's Malada back into 4th. Meanwhile, this is Slash just ahead of Scouse as they come down to Ascari. Oof. Thought for a moment Scouse was going off there again, but managed to hang on well. Meanwhile, this is the battle for third place. Stunt ahead of Malada, and Malada's going for the pass, but the RX-7 not as quick as the MRS down the straight, and Mr. Green is in the toe of the one of these two, and it's going to be very close. Mr. Green popping out from the slipstream. It's 3 abreast, is it, into the Retafilio. Stunt hanging on around the outside. Mr. Green back to 4th. This group, I think, is catching Mustard in 2nd. Meanwhile, Scouse has got back past Slash. So Scouse holding his own against one of the top racers at VR Room as they battle for 6th place. But we need to focus on this little battle here, and and Mr. Green up to 3rd, and oh, he's off. No, he's back on, but that's given Stuntman a chance. Side by side through the 2nd Lesmo, and that's Mr. Green off into the gravel. Oh, and into the wall. Oh, we need to see that again. And Stunt involved in another incident there, and we'll go on board with Malada and see what that looked like. So it's Mr. Green and Stunt there. Mr. Green just easing Stunt off the track slightly at the Rogia. Malada having a think into the first Lesmo, but decides not to do it. There goes Mr. Green just off the track slightly. Stunt to the inside. Now this side by side, Stunt just takes a bit too much curb, trying to give more room to Mr. Green, and ends up knocking him. And Mr. Green, well, he's going again. He's picked up damage. I think he already had some damage, I'm not sure, but he's picked up some more damage anyway. And that's going to make his car tricky to handle. So through Ascari he'll be learning the car all over again. It seems to be running well. You see him weaving a bit. That's probably because he's trying to cope with suspension damage whilst controlling the car on a D-pad, and that's definitely harder. Meanwhile, we'll have a look at the state of the race. This is Scalebreaker in the lead and miles in front. So long as we don't taking a big cut there. As long as we don't get a yellow, I can't see he'll be threatened. Here is Mustard. Pretty lonely race he's had so far, but that may change because he's been caught by these two, Stuntman and Malada, as they scrap for 3rd position. Go on board with Malada, I think. Behind these two, Slash and Scouse are now battling for 5th place because Mr. Green has dropped behind them. So maybe he's had another off somewhere, and looks like he's going to get 7th, Mr. Green. So we're riding on board with Malada. This is the battle for 2nd place, and they're catching the artificial one ahead. Malada picking up a good run out to 2nd Lesmo in the slipstream. We've just got a lap and a half to go into Ascari. Oh, that's Mustard pulling off. Oh, and just sort of spins and catches the back of Malada, and Malada's picked up damage, so that's pretty unlucky for him. It's rear damage. Let's hope it doesn't slow him down any, because he's nicely placed in the slipstream. Meanwhile, here he is, has just got a bit of a gap over Scouser now, so Slash up to 4th. Mustard's retired from the race, so we're down to, well, just 8 cars, 7 of which are running. So good points just for finishing this one. And Malada is up to 2nd. With that damage, Malada towing past Stuntman on the start-finish straight and holding onto it on the brakes. But he's going to be vulnerable on all the straight bits. Here comes Stunt through Curva Grande. It's the last lap, and this is the closest battle on the track, side by side. It's Stunt on the inside and through the Roger and up to the Lesmos. Meanwhile, Scouse has caught up again with Slash. So these two still battling. They've been battling for over half the race with each other. Meanwhile, Stunt and Malada is again in the slipstream. Pulls alongside. This is looking at Stunt's car, and Malada just doesn't have the straight line speed to make a pass on the straight bits. So how he's going to get past, I don't know. Here he is, nicely placed again, but we're going to quickly look at Scalebreaker, because here he is coming out of the Parabolica for the last time, and just showboating across the start-finishing line, just to reinforce his utter dominance. Stunt is still in 2nd, Malada not able to pass. Malada with a slipstream though. Meanwhile, this is Slash and Scouse, and that's going to be a run down to the line as well. So we'll look at the 2nd place battle first, and it's just Stunt. Meanwhile, here comes Slash, and he hangs on to 4th. So Malada was 3rd, Slash 4th, Scouser 5th, Mr. Green 6th, Slicker after his pit stop, here he is in 7th, and Rayman, here he is still running round again with all sorts of damage in 8th place. So we'll have a quick look at the old timing, and it's depressing reading if you're not Scalebreaker. 54.9 for Scalebreaker, comfortably the fastest lap. Next fastest was Malada with a 56.4, 2nd and a half slower. Stunt almost identical time to Malada, and 56 also for Mr. Green. Right, well, not one of the greatest races in this league. We've had some fantastic races. This wasn't one of them. So hopefully we'll have much better action from rounds 10, 11 and 12, which I'll be bringing next week, and they will be the very last 3 races run in VR Room on GT5 before GT6 comes out. So please stay tuned to this channel for some of that action.